Reignite your intuition to grow your intuitive self. In this episode, I am interviewing Bryce. Barbara is someone I've met through my business coach, and then she offered a course, which you will know about after the interview, that I love to do because Barbara is super handsome, super smart, and has a great heart. Myself, I'm Angela Heck. I am your host of the show and a highly intuitive person by birth who never lost her connection. I am the expert in supporting you regaining your intuition and living a fulfilled and much easier life with it. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and strategies I have developed to support you on a daily basis in any situation. Do you want to know how to connect with Barbara? You'll find her link below the podcast or on my page angelahack.com podcast English. There you'll find the link as well. Hello and welcome to my podcast. Today I have a special interview guest. It's Barbara Bryce. Barbara is actually Swiss like me, and she is a beautiful soul, similar to my talent. She's having hers. She has a majorly big heart. It's amazing. I've seen her jumping into lakes in the mountains while it was snowing. And I met her in her course that she offered as a freebie, which was called Courage is Healthy, I would say, as a translation, or Courage is just very good for me, or whatever. I would say she's giving lovely kicks in the butt to make you more aware of who you are. And that's what I love about her, because the way she does it is with a lot of love, but very clear and without any boohoo. It's hands-on and you can use it in everyday life. And that's what I love. And I'd love Barbara to introduce herself right now. Welcome and great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Angela, for this beautiful introduction. And you captured me quite well with all my facets and my being, because I'm very hands-on, because my original education is a veterinarian. I'm actually a large animal veterinarian, so I had to be very hands-on from early on. I'm a mom of 3 kids, and I'm also a sensitive coach, which means I'm using something like a sixth sense to support people to grow into their greatness, into their potential, and to use their full, mainly female power to rule the world.
Well, isn't it time that the female power gets stronger?
Oh, yes, definitely. We just had an election, so...
Yeah, that's what I just thought. In Switzerland, we get more female power. Woo-hoo!
It's about time.
Yeah, and we don't discuss the topic now when we started to vote in this country as women, so no, we skip that part. We stuck on what is really important. Like, you are in empowering women in what they already carry within them. Did I get that right? Awesome. Yes. Awesome. And how do you do that? With 3 kids, you don't live in a city. It's not that you have all around the corner someone who can, get ready to buy food that is already cooked. So you seem quite busy.
I am, actually. But, I got fired from my veterinarian job after giving birth to my 3rd child. I was still in maternity leave, and I really got a big kick in my ass by getting fired from this job. And to me, it was devastating, but it had to be that way. Otherwise, I would have never dared to find a new path and find a new calling and change everything more or less. My husband recently asked me, when are you ever going to do something hands-on again? So it was really... it was a big change for all my environment, and it still is, because it's very new, it's very special, but it's my calling, and I feel very empowered doing it. And it's so beautiful to watch the people who I coach thrive again and trust their inner voice and trust their power, which they already have within. So it's really. It's very empowering also for myself.
So I guess your ex-boss was an ass angel, as I call people who give us the right kick in the butt that we don't expect it nor want it. But gave you wings to fly towards what you really want to do?
Actually, yes, but I mean that took me a whole year to find out and to like get back up on my feet and doing all the inner work first on myself and like asking what I really want, and also like being grateful for all I have, the healthy kids, the environment and all that, and also having my inner strength to like find new ways. We also moved from Zurich city center to the countryside, which wasn't easy at all. And now doing this online and being connected to all these wonderful women entrepreneurs and like all my customers too, who I also work online as offline, it's like opening a new world to me.
I think it is healthy that and it's normal that it takes time in such a process. Plus, what a lot of people don't know, if you are on maternity leave in Switzerland, it's not like in other countries 1 or 2 years. It's actually a short period. So most probably you have given birth, and then it was quite short after that you got fired or laid off or whatever, how we're going to call it. Let's call it the kick in the butt for changes.
Yeah.
But it does take time to adjust, to find out what you want. And I mean, I am not right now the city girl that you were, obviously, but I grew up on the countryside, and, moving yourself takes courage as well, I'd say.
It does, yeah. That's why I use this courage course to start with, because that's what people can relate to very easily. And I mean, courage is not the absence of fear, but it's watching the fear into the eye and still doing it. And it's what I'm doing all the time.
Yeah, but I'd say that's healthy. And the way you did that course, I really liked it. Not only because it was hands-on and not only because it didn't take me 3 hours of meditation a day. It was very straightforward. It was like having a coffee with you while you're just telling 100 people instead of me personally, but it felt like it was just made for me as a person. And I think that's something that you are very good at, to give the clients you're having the feeling the moment they are with you, the world is just them. So you really show them that they can empower how beautiful they are.
Yeah, it was very, very touching for me too, to see people evolve within only 5 days. It was we created something like an energy field together, and that's something very beautiful to see, and also to work online. It doesn't always have to be like group meetings in person. It can really be online, and this connection still exists, and this compassion for each other. And yeah, it's really beautiful to feel and to watch that.
Great. I really love that. So you said you work online and offline, right? So if anybody's close to you, you would be able to do it offline.
I am. Well, actually, my office is really small. It's within an old house where we live. So I have only limited slots to like use when my kids are not in the house. Otherwise, it's too loud.
Yeah, but which area is it? So that if someone's listening who is in your area knows where you're at.
It's in Graz, which is east of Switzerland. It's very close to Liechtenstein, which people might be familiar with. And it's not so far from Zurich, but it still feels very far.
Everything outside of Zurich is far from Zurich, if you ask me. Okay. No, Graz is not that far. I even know where it is. So. No, just to make sure that people can find you, because I really get the impression that you have especially this experience also of being a mom and building up a new business, not being kind of like ready to build it up, more being like pushed in a little bit, it's something that a lot of young women face. And I think you would be perfect to give them strength, how powerful they are, that they get into their power. Because me personally, that's something I miss a little bit. A lot of women think they have to take care of their kids and their husbands and forget to be their own number one.
Yeah, that's a process to learn. I mean, self-care is such a big topic for mothers especially. And especially also like highly educated mothers, because we've invested so much time and energy into our education, and especially the Swiss system is not really ready to like take on mothers in business. I've been also in a business position for like 2 years or so, and it was so draining and running against walls and ceilings all over the place. So I know what it feels like being in this system and trying to fit in or whatever, or like fighting your way through or whatever you call it. And there are other ways, and it feels like a silent revolution from our female entrepreneurship, and there are like new ways also in this online world to like we all have something to give, and this is very deeply connected to our essence and to what we are inside, and to find this calling and this presence which we know, this giving which we have inside, it's really important, and it's beautiful to go on that journey and to do that.
I like to listen to you. Go ahead. Thank you. I really like it because that makes sense to me, and I really have the feeling you can really, in a decent way, bring it to everyone the way they need it. You can do it in a fast way. If someone who's picking up fast, you can do it in a calm way, but you make it understand what is their topic, And I think it's really great. You only work in German, right?
Well, my courses so far are only in German, but in a later period, I will also offer this in English. But my one-on-ones, they can be German or English, because I'm actually Swiss and Scottish. My father's from Scotland, so I love to speak English too. And I think a lot of things are easier to be said in English than in German, especially in this energetic world. I relate a lot better to English terms, and I love to work in both languages, actually.
That's what I wanted to hear, so that people will think now, like, okay, yes, you all can work with her on one-on-ones in English, and she will start group programs in English. She said so. I make sure that you're coming back as a guest to my German podcast, so that we can early enough inform my listeners when you launch your new group program.
Yes.
What you guys can't see, we are on camera, so I'm pushing her a little bit to be like, don't say you might do it. Do it.
I will, for sure.
Awesome. That's just great. So I will have you back on my German podcast.
Thank you.
And I thank you very much for being my guest today. Thanks, Barbara.
Thank you, Angela. Thanks a lot. And hope to hear you again.
Are you ready for reignition? Yes? Then go to angelahack.com, choose podcast, and sign up for the freebie with the link you find there. Or contact Barbara and find out what next course she's offering for you. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition. Do you like my podcast? Please come back, tell friends, and feel free to share with others how they can access the podcast.